Hello everyone, my name is Elspeth and this is the Planeswalker Pantheon. Today I am going to be showing you today the latest set to come out of Magic the Gathering, Zendikar Rising. I have 65 packs here to open up. I've gotten these packs through doing the pre-order, through the pre-release pre-order that you can get through Magic Arena, and I've gotten some other packs through a pre-release code, because I did sort of do a pre-release, and also through the code of Play Zendikar, which gave me some additional packs. Anyway, let's just get to it, shall we? First packs. Alright, so we've got Rabid Bite, Ardent Electromancer, Spare Supplies, Oblivion's Hunger, Grotag Night Runner, and our rare is Inscription of Insight. So for 3 and a blue, you get a sorcery. You can kick it for 2 and 2 blue. Choose one. If this spell was kicked, choose any number instead. Return up to 2 target creatures to their owner's hands. Scry 2, then draw 2 cards. Or target player creates an XX blue illusion creature token where X is the number of cards in their hand. Got a Strength of Solidarity, McKindy Ox, Molten Blast, Ninma Skittersneak, Spare Supplies, Relic Amulet, and our rare is the Clearwater Pathway, which is one of the new dual phase dual lands. We've got a Scorch Rider, Territorial Scythecat, Tajiru Snarecaster, Risen Riptide, Fissure Wizard, Core Blademaster, Skyclave Plunder, and our rare is Magnetic Channeler. So for 1 and a red, you get a creature human wizard. It's a 1/3. As long as there are 4 more instant and/or sorcery cards in your graveyard, Magnetic Channeler gets +3/+1. Tap, discard a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library, then choose one of them. You may play that card this turn. Alright. We've got Smite the Monstrous, Cliff Haven's Kite Sail, Canopy Baloth, Gnarled Colony, Goma Fata Vanguard, Acquisitions Expert, and our rare is Rolling Vortex. So for 1 and a red, you get an enchantment. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, Rolling Vortex deals 1 damage to them. Whenever a player casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast that spell, Rolling Vortex deals 5 damage to that player. You can also pay a red, and your opponents can't gain life this turn. Got a Drana Silencer, Disenchant, Negate, Guldra's Mucklord, Stonework Pack Beast, Canyon Jabora, and a little cutie. And our rare is Kazar, Royal Chaser. So for a blue and a red, you get a legendary creature human wizard with flying and haste. You can tap it, and the next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs X lives to cast, where X is the number of wizards you control as this ability resolves. The Nakana Skittersneak, Rabid Bite, Tazim Raptor, Field Research, Utility Knife, Taunting Arbor Mage, Skyclave Geopede, and our rare is Maddening Cacophony. So for 1 and a blue, you get a sorcery. You can kick it for 3 and a blue. Each opponent mills 8 cards. If this spell was kicked, instead each opponent mills half their library rounded up. Alright. So we have a Negate, Drana's Silencer, Spitfire Lagak, Expedition Diviner, Marasa Brute, Ruin Crab, Vastwood Fortification, and our rare is Tabrox, Hope's Demise. So for 2 and a black, you get a legendary creature, Demon Cleric with flying. Tabrox, Hope's Demise has lifelink as long as it has 5 or more +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever another non-token creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Tabrox. If that creature was a cleric, you may draw a card, and if you do, you lose 1 life. We have Disenchant, Blood Price, Might of Marasa, Expedition Healer, Vastwood Fortification, Demon's Disciple, and our rare is a rare wildcard. We have Seagate Banneret, Reclaim the Wastes, Kabira Outrider, Skyclave Squid, Expedition Champion, Murasa Root Grazer, and our rare is Crawling Baron. So it's a land. You can tap to add colours, or you can pay 4 to put 2+1/+1 counters on Crawling Barons. Then you may have it become a 0/0 elemental creature until end of turn. It's still a land. We have Scale the Heights, Glacial Grasp, Pyroclastic Hellion, Kazandu Nectar Pot, Relic Vial, Vine Gecko, and our rare is a Mythic Rare Wildcard. We have Mind Drain, Kazandu Nectar Pot, Dauntless Survivor, Seaforth Stalker, Highborn Vampire, Bayan Vale, Base Camp, and our rare is Kargan Intimidator. So it's a bit of a shout out to Baldweir Intimidator back from Lore and Block. So for 1 and a red, you get a creature human warrior. Cowards can't block warriors. Pay 1, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn. Kargan Intimidator gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Target creature becomes a coward until end of turn, and target warrior gains trample until end of turn. Oblivion's Hunger, Canopy Bailoff, Adventure Awaits, Reclaim the Wastes, Ardent Electromancer, Roost of Drakes, Scion of the Swarm, and our rare is Crakeplate Bailoff. So for 5 and 2 green, you get a creature beast. It's a 6/6 with hexproof and haste. You can kick it for 2 and a green. This spell can't be countered. If Crakeplate Bailoff was kicked, it enters the battlefield with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. Dauntless Unity, Seagate Colossus, Negate, Chilling Trap, Scorch Rider, Grotag Night Runner, and our rare is Nihiri's Lithoforming. So for X and 2 red, you get a sorcery. You sacrifice X lands. For each land sacrificed this way, you draw a card. You may play X additional lands this turn. Lands you control enter the battlefield tapped. Fissure Wizard, Zulaport Duelist, Tuk Tuk Rubble Fort, Field Research, Canyon Jabora, Relic Golem, and our rare is actually a mythic. It's Seagate Stormcaller. So for 1 and a blue, you get a creature human wizard. It's a 2/1. You can kick it for 4 and a blue. When Seagate Stormcaller enters the battlefield, copy the next instant or sorcery spell of converted mana cost 2 or less you cast this turn when you cast it. If Seagate Stormcaller was kicked, copy that spell twice instead. You may choose new targets for the copies. Highborn Vampire, Nakima Skinner Sneak, Scale the Heights, Mind Drain, Synchronized Spellcraft, Spring Mantle Cleric, Rockside Sorcerer, and our rare is Craigcrown Pathway. So it's another one of the dual lands there. Spare Supplies, Ardent Electromancer, Zulaport Duelist, Nikama Skitter Sneak, Joroga Visionary, Allied Assault, Mind Carver, and our rare is Magnetic Challenger. Bubble Snare, Living Tempest, Spitfire Lagak, Makindi Ox, Ghastly Gloom Hunter, Solundi Vision, Jawari Disruption, and our rare is Coralhelm Chronicler. So for 2 and a blue, you get a creature Merfolk Wizard. It's a 2/2. Whenever you cast a kicked spell, draw a card, then discard a card. When Coralhelm Chronicler enters the battlefield, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a card with a kicker ability from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Anti-Cognition, Nikama Skitter Sneak, Cleric of Chill Depths, Cliffhaven Sellsword, Merfolk Falconer, and our rare is Maul of the Skyclave. So for 2 and a white, you get an artifact equipment. When Maul of the Skyclaves enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature you control. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has flying in for their strike, and you can equip it for 2 and 2 white. Seaforth Stalker, Chilling Trap, Hagra Constrictor, Scorch Rider, Canopy Bailoff, Spike Field Hazard, Solundi Vision, and our rare is Valakut Exploration. So for 2 and a red, you get an enchantment with Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card for as long as it remains exiled. At the beginning of your end step, if there are no cards exiled with Valakut Explosion, put them into their owner's graveyard. Then Valakut Explosion deals that much damage to each opponent. Seafloor Stalker, Inordinate Rage, Pressure Point, Skyclave Squid, Bubble Snare, Acquisitions Expert, Demon's Disciple, and our rare is Glasspool Mimic. So for 2 and a blue, you get a creature Shapeshifter Rogue. You may have Glasspool Mimic enter the battlefield as a copy of the creature you control, except it's a Shapeshifter Rogue in addition to its other types. And it can be the Glasspool Saw, which can enters the battlefield tapped, and you can add blue. Shepherd of Heroes, Dreadworm, Blood Price, Marauding Blight Priest, Sneaking Guide, Imara Mystic, Fearless Fledgling, and our rare is Aura, Skyclave Hierophant. So for 2 white and a black, you get a legendary creature called Cleric. It's a 3/3 lifelink. Whenever Aura, Skyclave Hierophant, or another cleric you control dies, return target credit card with lesser converted mana cost from your graveyard to the battlefield. Expedition Diviner, Disenchant, Drama Silencer, Cliffhaven's Kite Sail, Journey to Oblivion, Lithoform Blight, and our rare is Squad Commander. So for 3 and a white, you get a creature called Warrior. It's a 3/3. When Squad Commander enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white core warrior creature token for each creature in your party. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible until end of turn. Stoneward Pack Beast, Anti-Cognition, Field Research, Broken Wings, Teeter Peak Ambusher, Akoum Warrior, Thwart the Grave, and our rare is Zagras Thief of Heartbeat. So for 4, a black and a red, you get a legendary creature Vampire Rogue. It's a 4/4 with Flying, Death Touch, and Haste. This spell costs 1 less for each creature in your party. Other creatures you control have Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, destroy that Planeswalker. Turd Timber Aesthetic, Tazim Royal Mage, Expedition Healer, Myanmar Sky Dancer, Oblivion's Hunger, Akoum Warrior, and our rare is Agadeem's Awakening. It's actually a mythic, so for X and 3 black you get a sorcery. Return from your graveyard to the battlefield any number of target creature cards that each have a different converted mana cost, X or less. Or, as it ends, it becomes the Agadeem Undercrypt. As Agadeem the Undercrypt enters the battlefield, you may pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. Inordinate Rage, Kabira Outrider, Makindi Ox, Core Celebrant, Utility Knife, Thundering Spark Mage, Emeria Captain, and our rare is Clearwater Pathway. Cliffhaven Sellsword, Oblivion's Hunger, Kazandu Stomper, Rabid Bite, Kalani Ambush, Skyclave Ponder, and our rare is Ondu Inversion. So for 6 and 2 white, you get a sorcery, destroy all non-land permanents, or it can be the Ondu Sky Ruins, which enters the battlefield taps and adds white to your mana pool. Practice Tactics, Stonewalk Pack Beast, Canopy Baloth, Strength of Solidarity, Expedition Diviner, Umara Mystic, Stongmad Treachery, and our rare is Swarm Shambler. So for 1 green, you get a creature Fungus Beast. It's a 0/0 and enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. Whenever a creature you control the +1/+1 counter on it becomes the target of a spell your opponent controls, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. 1 and tap, put a +1/+1 counter on Swarm Shambler. Seafloor Stalker, Resolute Strike, Broken Wings, Tajira's Snarecaster, Tuk Tuk Rubble Fort, Fireblade Charger, and our rare is Auron Reef Ooze. So for 2 and a green, you get a creature Ooze. When Auron Reef Ooze enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Whenever Auron Reef Ooze attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each attacking creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. Mesa Lynx, Scavenge Blade, Tazim Raptor, Teeter Peak Ambusher, Might of Marasa, Sure-Footed Infiltrator, and our rare is Zarathstan the Trickster. So for 3 blue and a black, you get a legendary creature Merfolk Rogue. It has Flash. For 2 blue and a black, you return an unblocked attacking rogue you control to its owner's hand. Put Zarathstan the Trickster from your hand onto the battlefield tapped and attacking. When Zarathstan deals combat damage to a player, you may put target permanent card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. So this is how they've responded to the ninjutsu problem, by not giving the keyword basically, but allowing the mechanic and the spirit of the mechanic to still remain. Spare supplies: Anti-Cognition, Tazim Raptor, Pyroclastic Hellion, Canyon Jabora, Melikia Rebirth, and our rare is Linvala Shield of Seagate. So for 1, a white and a blue, you get a legendary creature Angel Wizard. It's a 3/3 with flying. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, choose a non-land permanent an opponent controls. Until your next turn, it can't attack or block, and its activated abilities can't be activated. So if you're familiar with the detain mechanic from Dragon's Maze, that is what this is. Sacrifice Linvala. Choose hexproof or indestructible creatures you control, gain that ability until end of turn. Practice Tactics, Mesa Lynx, Subtle Strike, Skyclave Squid, Expedition Healer, Kalani Ambush, Emiria Captain, and our rare is Archon of Emiria. So for 2 and a white, get a creature Archon. It's a 2/3 with flying. Each creature can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. Non-basic lands your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped. Inordinate Rage, Expedition Diviner, Mesa Lynx, Clickhaven Sellsword, Dauntless Unity, Merfolk Wind Robber, Soaring Thought Thief, and our rare is Scatter Skull Smashing. It for X and 2 red, you get a mythic sorcery. Shatter Skull Smashing deals X damage divided as you choose among up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. If X is 6 or more, Shatter Skull Smashing deals twice X damage divided as you choose among them instead. Or it can be Shatter Skull the Hammer Pass. It's a land. When it enters the battlefield, you may pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. Tajiri Snarecaster, Akum Hellhound, Ghostly Gloom Hunter, Fisher Wizard, McKindy Stampede, Cinderclasm, and our rare is Maul the Skyclaves. Vanquish the Weak, Skyclave Sentinel, McKindy Ox, Living Tempest, Shepherd of Heroes, Umara Mystic, and our rare is Archon of Emiria. Spare supplies: Dreadworm, Expedition Diviner, Guldra's Marklord, Expedition Healer, Kitesail Cleric, Ravager's Mace, and our rare is Needle Verge Pathway. So this is the red-white dual-face land cards. Nihiri's Binding, Marauding Blight Priest, Fisher Wizard, Negate, Expedition Healer, Shadow Stinger, Balagad Recovery, and our rare is Madding Cacophony. Teeter Peak Ambusher, Turn Timber Ascetic, Rabid Bite, Scavenged Blade, Jawari Disruption, Relic Vial, and our rare is a rare wild card. Seafall Stalker, Strength of Solidarity, Cleric of Chill Depths, Tajiri Snarecaster, Makinda Blood Priest, Skyclave Cleric, Paired Tactician, and our rare is a mythic rare wildcard. And this is Zendikar, Into the Royal, Fisher Wizard, Scale the Heights, Negate, Merfolk Falconer, Black Bloom Rogue, and our rare is a mythic. It's Forsaken Monument. So for 5 mana, you get a legendary artifact. Colorless creatures you control get +2/+2. Whenever you tap a permanent for colorless mana, add an additional colorless. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, you gain 2 life. Utility Knife, Spare Supplies, Cascade Seer, Ghastly Gloom Hunter, Marasa Brute, Relic Amulet, and our rare is actually a mythic. It's Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients. So for 2, a red and a white, get a legendary planeswalker Nahiri. You can +1 to create a 1/1 white core warrior token. You may attach an equipment you control to it. For -2, you can look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a warrior or equipment card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Or you can -3 to have Nahiri, Heir of the Ancients, deal damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to twice the number of equipment you control. Flood Price, Spare Supplies, Dryness Silencer, Strength of Solidarity, Iridescent Horn Beetle, Kabira Takedown, and our rare is another mythic. It's Scourge of the Skyclave. So for 1 and a black, you get a creature demon. It's a star, and you can kick it for 4 and a black. When you cast a spell, if it was kicked, each player loses half their life rounded up. Scourge of the Skyclave's power and toughness are each equal to 20 minus the highest life total among players. Tajiru Blightblade, Kabira Outrider, Dauntless Unity, Molten Blast, Akoum Hellhound, Tangled Florahedron, Relic Golem, and our rare is Hadron Walling. So for 2 and 2 black, you get an instant. This spell costs 1 less to cast if an opponent controls no basic lands. You can destroy target creature, or it becomes the Hagra Blood Pit, which enters the battlefield tapped, and you can tap to add black. Fisher Wizard, Turn Timber Ascetic, Molten Blast, Vanquish the Weak, Dauntless Unity, Journey to Oblivion, Brushfire Elemental, and our rare is Needle Verge Pathway. Into the Royal, Deliberate, Glacial Grasp, Mesa Lynx, Grotog Bugcatcher, Emuria Captain, Brushfire Elemental, and our rare is Null Priest of Oblivion. So for 1 and a black, you get a creature Vampire Cleric. It's a 2/1 with Menace and Lifelink. You can kick it for 3 and a black. When Null Priest of Oblivion enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Farsight Adept, Tazim Raptor, Nimana Skitter Snake, Expedition Healer, Stonework Pack Beast, Marasa Root Grazer, and our rare is Skyclave Apparition. So for 1 and 2 white, get a creature core spirit. When it enters the battlefield, exile to 1 target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control, converted mana cost 4 or less. When Skyclave Apparition leaves the battlefield, the exile card's owner creates an XX blue illusion creature token where X is the converted mana cost of the exiled card. Reclaim the Waste, Glacial Grasp, Utility Knife, McKindy Ox, Marasa Spratling, Sure-Footed Infiltrator, and our rare is actually a mythic. It's Omnath Locus for Creation. So for red, green, white, blue, your legendary creature elemental, it's a 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. And also has Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 4 life if this is the first time this ability has resolved this turn. If it's the second time, add red, green, white, and blue. If it's the third time, Omnath deals 4 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker you don't control. Feed the Swarm, Seafall Stalker, Smite the Monstrous, Cascade Seer, Bubble Snare, Marasa Spratling, Zoth Consumption, and our rare is Velrozol, the Split Current. So for X blue and a green, you get a legendary creature Serpent. It's a 0/0. It enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter for each mana spent to cast it. Whenever you cast a kick spell, you may remove 2 counters from Vezrol. If you do, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Nahiri's Binding, Seagate Colossus, Molten Blast, Oblivion's Hunger, Expedition Diviner, Roost of Drakes, Kalini Ambush, and our rare is Akiri Fearless Voyager. So for 1 a red and a white, you get a legendary creature called Warrior. It's a 3/3. Whenever you attack a player with 1 or more creatures, draw a card. You can pay white and you can attach an equipment from a creature you control. If you do, tap that creature and it gains indestructible until end of turn. Marauding Blight Priest, Synchronized Spellcraft, Negate, Farsight Adept, Dauntless Unity, Card Cell Cleric, Emeria Captain, and our rare is Nimble Trap Finder. So for 1 in the blue, you get a creature, human, rogue. It's a 2/1. Nimble Trap Finder can't be blocked if you had another cleric, rogue, warrior, or wizard enter the battlefield under your control this turn. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have the full party, creatures you control gain. Whenever the creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card until end of turn. Droga Visionary, Nakama Skitter Sneak, Marauding Blight Priest, Turn Timber Ascetic, Soaring Thought Thief, Thundering Spark Mage, and our rare is Legion Angel. So for 2 and 2 white, you get a creature, Angel Warrior with flying. When Legion Angel enters the battlefield, you may reveal a card you own named Legion Angel from outside the game and put it into your hand. Blood Beckoning, Bubble Snare, Guldra's Marklord, Living Tempest, Far-Side Adept, Skyclave Cleric, and our rare is Scatter Skull Smashing. Subtle Strike, Royal Eruption, Expedition Healer, Dauntless Unity, Zulaport Duelist, Akum Warrior, Veteran Armor, and our rare is Inscription of Ruin. So for 2 and a black, you get a sorcery. You can kick it for 2 and 2 black. You choose one. If the spell is kicked, choose any number instead. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Return target creature card with converted mana cost 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Or destroy target creature with converted mana cost 3 or less. Synchronized Spellcraft, Cascade Seer, Vanquish the Weak, Disenchant, Expedition Healer, Bane Veil, Zoth Consumption, and our rare is Riverglide Pathway. So this is the blue-red version of the dual land. Pressure Point, Resolute Strike, Seagate Banneret, Namana Skydancer, Skyclave Shadowcat, Black Bloom Rogue, and our rare is Pylath World Sculptor. So for 4 red and a green, you get a legendary creature elemental. It's a 5/5. When it enters the battlefield, create 0/1 green plant creatures you control for each basic land you control. And when you hit landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put 4 +1/+1 counters on target plant you control. Mind Drain, Blood Beckoning, Droga Visionary, Skyclave Sentinel, Turn Timber Ascetic, Wind Rider Wizard, and our rare is actually a mythic. It's Leyline Tyrant. So for 2 and 2 red, you get a creature dragon. It's a 4/4 flying. You don't lose unspent red mana as steps and phases end. When Leyline Tyrant dies, you may pay an amount of red. When you do, it deals that much damage to any target. Akum Hellhound, Deliberate, Expedition Healer, Practice Tactics, Adventure Awaits, Spoils of Adventure, Iridescent Hornbeetle, and our rare is a mythic rare wildcard. Tajiri Blightblade, Scorch Rider, Akabira Outrider, Royal Eruption, Zulaport Duelist, Skyclave Cleric, Marasa Ruth Grazer, and our rare is Aura Skyclave Purified. Cliffhaven Kitesail, Droga Visionary, Kabira Outrider, Farside Adept, Zulaport Duelist, Lull Mage's Familiar, and our rare is Inscription of Ruin. Blood Price, Marauding Blight Priest, Field Research, Dauntless Survivor, Sure-Footed Infiltrator, Veteran Adventurer, and our rare is Magmatic Channeler. Cleric of Chill Depths, Cliffhaven Sellsword, Expedition Skulker, Tormenting Voice, Akum Hellhound, Juwari Disruption, Calamity Ambush, and our rare is Skyclave Apparition. Cunning Geyser Mage, Oblivion's Hunger, Spitfire Gak, Gruldrov's Marklord, Resolute Strike, Skyclave Geopede, Acquisitions Expert, and our rare is Soul Shatter. So for 2 and a black, you get an instant. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the highest converted mana cost among creatures and planeswalkers they control. Might of Marasa, Feed the Swarm, Territorial Scythe Cat, Cunning Geyser Mage, Marauding Blight Priest, Springmantle Cleric, Wind-Rided Wizard, and our rare is Master of the Wind. So for 2 and 2 blue, you get Creature Sphinx Wizard. It's a 1/4. With flying, when it enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards and discard a card. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery or wizard or an instant sorcery or wizard spell, you may have Master of Wind's base power and toughness become 4/1 or 1/4 until end of turn. Synchronized Spellcraft, Royal Eruption, Cunning Geyser Mage, Zulaport Duelist, Skyclave Pickaxe, and our rare is Nahiri's Lithoforming. Expedition Healer, Jorogga Visionary, Blood Beckoning, Cliffhaven Sellsword, Kazandu Stomper, Merfolk Falconer, Roost of Drakes, and our rare is a rare wildcard. Here's our final pack, guys. We have an Expedition Skulker, Nakama Skitter Sneak, Expedition Champion, Marasa Brute, Reclaim the Wastes, Spoils of Adventure, Palaka Predation, and our rare is actually a mythic. It's Taziri, Beacon of Unity. For 4 and a white, get a legendary creature, human warrior. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your party. For 2 and the blue hybrid, 2 and a black hybrid, 2 and a red hybrid, and 2 and a green hybrid, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 cleric, rogue, warrior, wizard, and or ally cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe. It just lets people know that we exist. Please follow us on Facebook at the Planeswalker Pantheon. You can also follow me on Twitter. All the links for that are down below. Thanks so much, guys, for watching, and I hope to see you next time.